What is up, guys? Sophie here, back with another topic. If you are new, then don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated on all of my videos. And also don't forget to check the description box because I always put a lot of stuff in there, specifically my book for single women. And also don't forget to like and share this video. So what we're going to be talking about today, y'all, I am very passionate about because there is this video circulating by Kevin Samuels where he is speaking to this 35-year-old single mother who makes six figures, and basically he is calling her average at best, and basically he is saying that she will not be able to get a man on her level, and that basically she needs to settle. So she is 35 years old and she has, I believe, a 15-year-old son. And we are going to get into some clips here shortly because I want to basically debunk and dissect all these stupid things that he said. And I really think that we need to stop the narrative of stupidity that is going on and everybody getting on a channel and believing that they could just tell women everything or anything and that it is right, because the fact of the matter is, it's not right. What he said is not right. And what he said is just not based in fact. And whenever I create such videos like this, and I'm going to say I'm a single mom and I am 36 all day, every day, I always mention my age because I need for people to understand that this is not anything to be ashamed about. Stop allowing the world or some of these men who are talking about I'm a high value man and you have to meet these weird random standards where you have to be 19 and I'm 51 and that's the only way you're going to pull a man, because that's basically what he said to her. All of this is ridiculous, and we need to stop feeding our brain with this ridiculousness, because the narrative is a lot of men are starting to believe this crap and a lot of women are starting to believe this crap. So the reason why I mention that I am a 36-year-old single mom is because I can say, and I do live in a area in which the cost of living is kind of high. It is the Washington, D.C. metro area. And the reason why I say that is because you'll see in the clips that he's saying is, oh, a lot of men that make six figures. But okay, in this particular area that I live, a lot of people make six figures. Like six figures is probably normal. And I can almost bet that each man that I see, they are typically with women around their own age, realistically speaking. And you can I dare you, go to a suburban area, go to an upper scale area where you know that men are making money, because he asserts that no man who is making money is going to want a woman like her because she's too old at 35. I can almost bet you that when you look at each and every couple, they are around the same age. They are around the same life cycle, because most men do not want to get, if I am 40 years old, I'm a 40-year-old man, divorced, who makes six figures, and I have a 17-year-old son that's about to be out of the house. Why would I go for a 20-something-year-old woman who is not intellectually, and this is not shade, but intellectually they're not on the same level because of age, and she is going to want children, and I don't want children as the man because my child is almost out of the house. What we need, and that's what I'm saying when we talk about reality versus non-reality. The reality is that most men that you see go with people who are in the same life cycle. They will probably get more so with a woman like her for the simple fact that she probably don't want any kids, and both their kids is getting ready to get out of the house, and therefore they can go off together. So to show you guys what I am talking about, because I know that some of you may not have seen it, once I saw a few videos popping up on YouTube, that's actually how I saw it. And so I want to get into some actual examples of what this is about.
I honestly want a six-figure guy, is what I'm realizing.
And ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
So you basically see what he has to say, and I'm going to put my other video in the description box about Christianity and hypergamy, because this is kind of also what I talk about. First of all, when we're talking about the art of equally yoked, if she has her stuff together, there is nothing wrong with her wanting a 6-figure man. And I feel like what he's trying to do is make it seem like what she asks for is rare, when in all actuality, like I said, maybe it does depend on location, but what she is asking for is not rare at all. And I think that men like him, if you continue to listen to men like him, they will have you thinking that, oh, men who make 6 figures are hard to come by, or men who are about something are hard to come by, when in all actuality, they're not. In the DC area where I live, like a bus driver makes 6 figures. And I'm not trying to say anything about like bus drivers, but I'm saying like we cannot try to make it seem like just because we have accomplished so much as women, or because we want things as women, that all of a sudden this is unrealistic. Because and this is what I kind of feel like he's throwing shade on men, because so many men aren't about anything, that it's very rare to find somebody who finds 6 figures who wants you, when in all actuality that's just simply not true. Like I said, I have a son, I have dated, and I have not had anybody say, and I'm older than her, and I have not had a guy say, I don't want to be with you because you have a child, or I don't want to. And these are men who make 6 figures. I have met them in my PhD program. I have met some in my master's program. I have met some where I was just out and about. And so to me, it's like, I think that this speaks to his small-mindedness, where he feels like, oh, you're not good enough to be with a man. What's 6 figures? $100,000 a year? That's really not that rare. And my message to women is that you have to change your mindset and not listen to crap like this, because if you do, it will have you thinking that you deserve less than what you actually do. So let's continue on with the video.
From my point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls don't necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
I'm 51 and I can't beat them off with a stick. That's another one of you lies. No, younger women are attracted to older men. What are you talking about?
So in this particular clip, I don't know if you caught it, but when Kevin Samuels, you can kind of see that she hit a sore spot with him. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I think a lot of women need to realize that men like him have an inadequacy within them. Because what did I just say? And like I said, you could walk around a neighborhood, any neighborhood, in a nice neighborhood, and the fact of the matter is that people are teaming up with people who are around the same age. If somebody is divorced and they have children, it is likely that they will probably get with another divorced person or a person with children. Why? Because they know, hey, this woman can be good to my children because she already, is experienced with parenting, as opposed to some 19-year-old who just wants to go party all the time, and that does not fit into their life. But my point is that what I am saying is reality. We know that because just go and do research or go and look outside and see the couples that are together, right? But you can tell that there is an inadequacy within him, because at the end of the day, and all my women out there, when you were 20 years old, were you really thinking about getting with the 51-year-old? Let's be real about this. So why he has this point of view is because he wants younger, because that's the type of person that he is. He is superficial. I want younger women. But the fact of the matter is that she's very right. Not a lot of 20-year-olds are jumping for joy to get with somebody his age. And if they do, it is probably more for monetary or money, for his money services. And it's not because they actually have anything in common. And I'll say, even when I was 20, what do I have in common with somebody who is old enough to be my dad? I'm not trying to settle down and be your woman and be your wife. Not when I can get somebody my age who I can bring around my parents and get along with. So most of the women who are probably coming on to him are just probably like using him for his money, A. And B, you can tell that he is triggered by what she is saying, because realistically, what she's kind of saying is right. Yes, there might be some young women want to jump on him for his money, but every day when he walks out, if somebody had the same amount of money as him and it was a 20-year-old and it was a 25-year-old and and him, they would probably choose the 25-year-old. So my point is that you have to be careful taking information from people like him, because deep down you can already tell there is an inadequacy within him that wants to prove that, oh, certain women past a certain age are good for nothing, when in all actuality, that's just simply not true. And now he gets off on this narrative by trying to spin this on other women to get them to buy into the foolishness, when really it's complete and utter foolishness. And I'm going to leave this book down in the description box. It's by Jenny Sowles. It's called How to Marry Rich and Influence. I don't know what it's called, but I'm gonna leave it down. And this is not about like gold digging, but what I like about this book is that she was a divorcee, a twice divorcee, and a single mother. And she talks about bettering yourself, just like a lot of what this woman is doing. And she married into old money a man who was around her age, and he did not care about her being a single mother. And she teaches women how to do the same thing, because guess what? What he is talking about is superficiality. If you're just talking about, oh, a man just wants to look at me and I'm not 20 years old and he's going to pass me by, that's not the type of man that you want anyway. Go ahead and get into the next clip.
So can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So do you feel like a woman like me?
Uh-huh. What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
My face when I wake up, 5, but when I put myself together, 6.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
So,
did you, I mean, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women.
Okay. So there is 2 points that I actually want to make here. The first is her problem, because I think that she's a beautiful woman. And I want to say that because I have seen people dragging this woman up and down the internet. And I don't know if it's because society has conditioned us to only look at these Build-A-Bear women who are not realistic. But realistically speaking, if I saw her, I would think that she's a beautiful woman. I do think that she's a beautiful woman. Matter of fact, I think most people are beautiful people. And because what we need to realize is that beauty is subjective. Her problem is that her self-esteem, and you can see it. You are seeking this man's validation. Why? What gives him the right, or who makes him the determiner of all beauty? The last time I checked, he did not create her, and he is not the good Lord himself. So why out of everybody are you the person who determines what a man will and will not like in her? You're not every man, and he has no room to talk, right? That's my opinion. And that's why I can't get behind a lot of these men who go and be like, oh, you're average at best. Says who? According to what standard? Because I have been ugly to people and I have been beautiful to people. And I'm sure it's like that for most people. Most people have been ugly or beautiful to the person looking at them, because beauty is subjective. So what makes him think that he is the determining factor of who is average and who is not average? But more so, what diminishes her beauty is because she cares about what he thinks. And I have said this before, and I'm going to leave my video down in the description box where I talk about having confidence. At the end of the day, if you have confidence in who you are and you know for a fact, and I also have a secondary book that I'm going to recommend to you guys. It's called Played or Be Played, and I'm going to leave it down in the description box. It does have some foul language, but if you can get past that, basically a man is saying the same thing that I am saying, that a woman that you might not consider the best in looks department can outshine a woman who is higher in the looks department according to the world standards, simply because she has confidence. The main thing that will turn you down beauty wise is the fact of your low self-confidence and you feeling like you need for other people to validate you, because people will feed off that and they will say, oh, if you don't think that you're all of that, then why should I? But if you do think that you're all of that, then other people will too. And I'm actually going to put a picture of Slick Woods up on here, and now she is a model. And I always think that this is fascinating to me, because at the end of the day, who said she was discovered by this guy, and she used to date him to be a model. And as you can tell, she probably was not the standard beauty of a model at the time, but somebody made a determination to say that she was, and now she is. So that's how I kind of feel about it, is who says that she can't be, who says she's average, or who says that she's not above average? And I think we have to stop listening to men when they say this nonsense, right? And so let's continue on. And this is something that I also feel that he's false about. I have seen higher earning men with average looking women all the time, if that's what you want to consider her average. And I think what he is missing, because we have a superficial man and we also have a man who is actually about something. And I'm actually going to leave my blog about, I did kind of a review on Played or Be Played, where he talks about the different levels of women in men's eyes, because I don't want to like discount that. But he also talks about, just somebody who just looks great, or he call him like a video vixen, versus, somebody who is possibly like her. Is not every man wants like a Kardashian. I think even if you look at Obama, and I believe Michelle Obama is beautiful, so I don't want you guys to misinterpret what I'm saying. I think that when he saw her, he was like, oh, this person is my match, and she has gone to law school and she has something to add value in where I'm going. So I would much rather choose her than some 20-year-old woman who doesn't add value to my life, or doesn't have anything to say, or who gets a ton of plastic surgery to look like whatever I need her to look like. I think he needs to reframe this of saying men like him. Men like him don't go with average women, but men who are really smart, have integrity, and who are about their business, they look beyond that. They'll say, okay, yes, this woman, they can encounter beautiful women all the time, but if you start talking and you're like, wow, I feel like this woman is dense, or if I get with her, then I feel like she's just going to be spending money and burning holes through my pocket. No, they're not going to get with this type of woman. So men like him do not search deeper for women, or for what to value in women, but men with integrity do. And that's why I think that we need to start, like, if this is happening to you and you feel like, oh, I believe what he says, then you need to look at the type of men that you're dating. Like I said, I have dated men who are top earners. And with the single mom being in my 30s and all, and I have never had an issue with it, because most of them feel like, wow, if I was to get with you, you add value to my life. And the reason why I am able to determine that is because when I am talking to them, or they are talking to me, I can tell that if they're like him. And trust and believe, I have dated some people where I'm like, okay, this is not going to work because you're just talking crazy, or you're too superficial, or a man who is actually looking for a woman of value. And I say this as somebody who is a counselor, who has a PhD, who has a master's. And the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of people call themselves life coaches, and you have no criteria in regards to anything other than your own viewpoint. I have counseled couples and men on what they are looking for, superficiality versus men who are actually looking for women of substance. And I think it will shock you on how many men do not feed into this narrative. Are there some men who do? Yes, but that's fine. These are just not the men that you want. So this video is actually running a lot longer than I thought, but I just really wanted to come on here because this is something that agitates me to the core of my existence. When I saw it, this agitated me to the core of my existence. And more than anything, when I saw them dragging this beautiful woman, yes, she's beautiful, and I'm going to continue to say that, across the internet, it bothered me to the core of my existence. And especially, I think, because she is a brown-skinned woman, she's a black woman. And I think automatically we feel, oh, this person does not fit the westernized beauty standard, so therefore she must be ugly and she therefore must be average. But my whole thing is, who says that? Who says that? And who determines that? And we have to stop saying that because they don't look like some Instagram model that I feed my brain with 24 hours a day, that means that she's not worthy, because that's simply not true. And I believe that if she has standards, because towards the end of the video, I'm just going to summarize it. He basically said, oh, you need to drop your standards, get with, find anybody basically, and you don't deserve. I feel that you deserve whatever you feel you deserve. And if you don't get that, then you don't settle. And then he tells her, oh, you're going to die alone. Like I said, the last time I checked, he ain't Jesus, he ain't God, and he don't have a prophetic bone in his body to tell anybody what they are and are not going to be doing when they die. Okay. So ladies, that's all I have to say about that. And I will talk to you guys another day, another time. Bye guys. Not ready for the show to end? It doesn't have to. You can head over to my site where you can read hundreds of articles. And also you can feel free to shop my store where I have all of my products for sale. And last but not least, for even more video content, feel free to visit my YouTube channel where I talk about a wide array of content. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And until next time, stay blessed.